On today's episode of Nothing Major, which we're calling Something Major for the next 2 weeks. Right now, we're talking the men's side because that's what we know. That's our experience. We are going to touch on both the men's and the women's side of the draw, starting probably in the quarterfinals. But for now, let's get into it. I've got John Isner, Jack Sock, Steve Johnson, Charlie Fox, the team at SIFT. As you guys know, we're putting out episodes through the Australian Open at the end of each round. It's very exciting. This is also a good time to subscribe to the pod because it's just we're putting out a lot of episodes right now. So subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. There's probably other platforms. I don't know what they're called, but just go subscribe there. Before we get into it, this next Friday, we interviewed Wawrinka a couple weeks ago, and our Stanislaw Wawrinka interview is coming out this Friday. First time we've ever had a major winner on the podcast, so you guys can look forward to that. I also want to tell you guys, Stevie and I played pickleball a couple days ago, and he's way worse than you would think, which was shocking.
Is that accurate?
You were absolutely terrible.
How many times did you get hit?
Once, but I thought you'd be like way better. I was like really disappointed and like underwhelmed in how bad like your game, by the way.
We're gonna check the tape on that.
Yeah, you'd think just playing tennis he'd be decent, but
wow. Coming from a guy wearing that jacket, that's tough.
That's a good jacket.
I like that jacket.
Thank you.
I like the jacket
7 a.m.
too,
it's a little cold.
Sam
Steve never gave me that one.
We got Sam the Golden Doodle on here running the pod. What are we doing?
So let me go to Stevie J. The top three favorites move on, but I'm going to say top four. Sinner, Zverev, Alcaraz, Djokovic, all cruising, all looking pretty good. Of those four names, Stevie, anyone look the best to you right now, or are they all just kind of in a good spot?
I think they're all in a really good spot. I think Zverev is just slowly matriculating the ball down the field here in this tournament, running through the first 3 rounds here without losing a set. So I think he is in a great place physically, because usually he's one of those guys that enjoys a 4 or 5 hour match early on and can kind of wear on you later in the tournament. And then the other one for me is Novak. He is he just played Thomas Machak on in the 3rd round, and that's a tough match. That guy is not an easy out, as we all know, and he routined him. So 1-4-4 for that score. So for him to get through like his first big test of, a tough name in the draw and roll through it, I knew we all kind of figured he would be locked in this tournament as, just with the new coaching and kind of everything that goes into it. But I think he's fully locked into this tournament, and he is going to be very, very dangerous now the rest of the way.
Agreed. Jack, who out of the big three, give us updated odds on the Jack Sock favorites through 3 rounds? Sinner, Alcaraz, Zverev, Djokovic, or maybe you got someone else ahead of them?
No, I think I'm going to be biased towards my picks here and go Zverev. I think he's.
So you're putting Zverev as the favorite to win the tournament right now?
No, probably not. No, I'm going to have Sinner. I'm going to have Sinner at 1, Zverev at 2. I think if it came to like a Zverev Alcaraz match, I think I'm going to favor Zverev slightly. I don't know. I just think those court. They're fairly quick court. His serve is gigantic. I think Sinner is definitely the outright favorite, just based on the last year and a half. But yeah, I'm gonna favor my guy Zverev, and I think my team is gonna pick up a dub here on the snake draft. But
Zverev, only player to not lose a set so far, so it looks good.
Some would say good pick, but
yeah, big story was our boy Taylor Fritz going down.
Yeah,
honestly, through 2 rounds, he probably looked better than anyone. He lost 8 games, lost to Gael Monfils, who won Auckland. John, you guys are like the same age, you and Monfils. You're older, but how impressive is it that Gael Monfils not only winning Auckland, but now going to the Australian Open and making a 4th round? Like, I'm assuming you didn't have that penciled in. I'm assuming you didn't think he was beating Taylor Fritz. How do you like Monfils' level right now? Can he keep going?
I think the answer right now is yes. I think he can keep going. I think a lot of people would question, myself included, and maybe you guys, after winning Auckland. You guys know how tough it is. You play the week before, do well the week before. It's a pretty tough turnaround. It's a tough turnaround if you're 27, let alone 37. And then he had this 5-setter in the first round. Now, granted, he played a bot, right? So there weren't many probably grinding points. So he probably had, as 5-setters go, maybe not that physical, but still the mental toll that probably took after, coming back, winning Auckland and then winning a 5-setter in the first round. You maybe would expect him to probably even go out in the second round. I can't remember who he played in the second round, but he won pretty easily. And then, of course, all of us had pegged Taylor to win that match based on his confidence and based on Monfils playing 7 matches in the span of 11 days or something like that, 12 days at 37 years old. Wasn't to be. He won in 4 sets, incredible effort. At this point, the answer is I think yes, he can keep going because he's obviously has a lot of adrenaline, and adrenaline can carry you a very, very long way. When this tournament ends for him, he's going to feel like absolute I think right now adrenaline is carrying him a long way. His stats in the Fritz match were crazy impressive. His winners to unforced errors, his aces, he out-aced Taylor, he out-served Taylor. I mean, incredible. He's moving like he's 27 at 37 years old. I'm very surprised by it. I think I said it a couple days ago on Something Major that I didn't expect him to be a guy that could have this much success after the age of 35, but he's doing it.
That's the first time he's ever beaten a top 4 seed at a major. I'm blown away. I would have guessed he had done that like 3 times already.
It's a surprising stat.
Kudos
and he's in
to
a workable
Monfils.
part of the draw
He sure
at this
is.
point.
Well,
Who does he have next?
Yeah.
He plays Shelton
Maybe
to play the
Shelton.
winner of Senego and Learner Tien to make the semis.
Wow.
So he's in that kind of soft section, but
Wow.
as long as his body is healthy, he's going to be a really tough out.
I'm going to pick against him again, though. I'm going to take Shelton in this match. What about you guys?
I'm going to take Monfils, honestly.
I'm not going to pick. I don't want to pick.
Okay. Stevie, you're the tiebreaker.
It all depends, John. The 4 of us know if Gael gets to the end of his road physically, it's over. Like there's no kind of limping his way or battling his way through. He's one of those guys that, he goes 100 miles per hour until he hits the wall and then it's over. So it's hard to say now if he could stay healthy and his legs are good for the rest of the tournament, I take him. But at some point, I just think he's going to hit a wall. And I think it could be against Shelton. Just adrenaline, emotional status, like all that is going to take into effect. So I think Shelton kind of gets through him in that one.
But don't you think he like plays up to that a little bit? Like he walks around the court all slow and he does the whole thing and acts like he's tired and he's bending over like
he's done
but
that.
He's never been tired in his life.
he's never been tired. And I think Shelton obviously has more firepower. He has more upside in that. But like Gael does this thing where he just runs around the court and makes a ton of balls, which I'm assuming he did to Taylor. And he's gonna make returns. He's gonna run. He's just gonna grind out. And I think if Shelton makes a few too many errors at the wrong time, like
The crowd likes that too. They feed off it. Isner played him in the U.S. Open a few times where he keels over, pretends like he's not there, then he runs down balls, and then all of a sudden he's got fans from all over the world supporting him, even if he's playing in Australian or even if he's playing like Isner at the U.S. Open.
Yeah, he'll hang dog it out there for sure. But I think to Stevie's point, we've seen in big tournaments when he's gone up against, I think, really good competition. Ben's maybe not at that level yet, but when he's played some of the top guys, because he hasn't beaten a player in the top 4 seed ever at a Grand Slam, he's lost pretty easily in some matches, maybe deeper into a Grand Slam. But certainly the guy will hang dog. I respect it. I did it my whole career. As long as there's no gamesmanship, like as long as you're not taking medical timeouts or getting shot, serve clock warnings, like he'll go there. He'll definitely look a lot more tired than he is. We'll just see what he looks like physically, most importantly, against Ben in a few days.
Yeah. Before we talking about Ben and Tommy, I got to give Stevie his credit for his predictions. He was spot on with the Kei Nishikori Tommy Paul prediction, with Nishikori playing a tight first set and then fading, and then you were all over the Alex Michelsen over Karen Kochnov upset. So Stevie's got the hot pick right now.
I was 2 for 3. I almost had the Tien Medvedev match. I mean, Medvedev served for the match. I thought that was going to be the case, 7-5 in the 5th, but got that one wrong. But
Did you take Musetti over Shelton?
I did, yeah. And that one as well.
Yeah, come on. Let's not give him too much credit.
You're right.
Yeah.
I gave him too much credit.
Well, two for 4.
He's 2 and 2.
Yeah, two. You know, but
That's very average.
That's not. It's very average. It's not worthy of a shout out.
Yeah, my bad. I thought he went 2 for 2.
Well, there's
all right. Well, speaking
a
of
bit of a shout out.
Stevie catching strays out here. What's up,
Stevie? Speaking of Michelsen and Learner Tien, both into the round of 16.
Yes.
Who look? You know them well, right?
Yep.
They're from Southern California. So are you. You've played with them both. What's impressed you the most about first Michelsen and then gave me Learner, and who do you like making a deeper run between the two of them moving forward in the Australian Open?
They're both completely different kids when they're out on the tennis court. We've talked about it here. Alex is somebody that walks around very confident, very kind of vocal. He's much more vocal than Learner. You know, just being out at LA in December, watching them practice. One is quietly going about his work. Alex loves to chat, loves to kind of get to the bottom of things and get a little bit sideways. Sometimes on the tennis court, you know, not always focused on the X's and O's, which is never a bad thing. But I think Alex just has more experience based on him being on the tour, making a couple finals the last few years. And he is going to have a tough one against Alex de Minaur in the 4th round. It's one of those ones where maybe Alex will, or maybe de Minaur will get a little tight being in front of a home crowd with a very winnable match. Maybe he's not up at his best, and Alex Michelsen will capitalize on that and I think play very well. On the other side, I think Learner is so young and so naive that he actually doesn't really know what's going on. You know, beating Medvedev in a long 5-set match, then winning straight sets over Moutet. Maybe he just doesn't even realize the gravity of the situation of where he's at right now at such a young age. And I think that ignorance will kind of play into his success. And I think he has a good chance against Sonego, who's somebody that could also be nervous and tight because he is playing somebody that he should be to make a quarterfinals of a slam. So it just all depends on how these guys go out there in their emotional, mental state in matches that they should win on paper, 8, 9 times out of 10.
Learner looks like he's still got a little baby fat on him. I feel like fast forward 2 years, he's gonna get stronger, more chiseled, but he still looks like a little baby to me.
Yeah, there's a couple of us here on the podcast that are still working off some baby fat.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
We'll get there at some point.
Did you guys see
I didn't
the story?
say any names, Jack.
I know.
You see the story with Moutet before the match?
I did see that.
I was in the shower. I woke up he apparently fainted in the shower and was on the floor for 15 minutes and didn't know how he was going to react to it. But Jack, we all know Moutet a little bit. He's a little cuckoo. Do you think he's not making this story up and exaggerating what happened? Or do you think he's just being a crazy Frenchman?
Based on how he is fairly dramatic on the tennis court, I'm going to go with this. This was kind of blown out of proportion. Would be my guess. Obviously, hope he's all right and hope nothing bad happened, whatever. But yeah, I think his antics on the court, probably a little bit of his reputation on the court, and how he acts sometimes. I don't know if a lot of people are going to take that too serious. I don't know. Yeah,
I'm with you. Probably happened, but it probably wasn't that big a deal, and he probably exaggerated the entire story. But if not, I apologize.
That's kind of where I'm at. But I do think the win for Learner, that's an incredible backup. I feel like that's such an easy match after beating a guy like Medvedev to.
Yeah. That's almost more impressive than beating Medvedev. Sometimes that win after a big win.
Yeah, to be honest, that win to me is almost more, especially in straight sets, not really is almost more impressive than Medvedev for me. Just, yeah, that's a very easy one to be. You're content. You had your big win. You're still young. It's not like you have a lot of Australian Opens ahead of you. And then go out and just, routine a guy in straights or whatever and get through it is very impressive.
Their first set tiebreak was nuts. I watched it last night. Learner won it 13-11. 12-10? That was it? Yeah, it was good. And Michelsen, to go out and beat Karen Khachanov in straights, impressive.
Good effort.
And we've got Fonseca, Mensik, Tien, and Michelsen. John, the four young guys from the next gen. Are these 4 guys, fast forward a couple years, do you think all 4 of them are going to be staples in the top 30? Is this kind of the next wave to make a splash? Or do you think, hey, they're just having a moment right now and 1 or 2 will emerge and the others will fade off?
No, I think right now Three of those guys for sure are going to be fixtures in the top 30. I mean, Michelsen, I believe, is in the top 30.
Yeah, he might be
on his
close
live
now.
ranking. So Michelsen, Minsick, and Fonseca, I think, will be names at the top of the game for a very long time. I think the jury's still out on Lerner. He's having obviously an incredible couple weeks coming through qualies and winning 3 matches. His game's not as big as those players, especially Minsick and Fonseca. So we'll see. Depends on how he has to, like spin a web every time he's out there winning matches, and he's certainly can do it. But I think right now, the other 3 guys I mentioned, right now have a better future ahead of them. But we'll see how Lerner keeps progressing. Of course, in this tournament, winning one more match against Sonego, and you're in the quarter. I mean, he's probably be closing in on the top 50 at that stage. So he could get up there. But I like the other 3 guys right now. I think a little more than Lerner.
Next Gen is just giving us stars left and right. That event's been out for 5 years. Stevie, give us the list of guys from the Next Gen who are somewhat household names in the tennis community now.
I mean, just if you look at just the finals they started in 2017, so 2017 through 2024. If you just look at the champions and runner-ups, you have Hyung Chung, Andrei Rublev, Stefanos Tsitsipas, Alex de Minaur, Yannick Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz, Sebastian Korda, Brandon Nakashima, Yuri Lehechka. A miss here on Hamad Medjalovic. And then Arthur Fees. And then this year was Joao Fonseca and Learner Tien. So it's just like...
So if you're in the Next Gen, basically half those guys are going on to be like superstars.
These are just the finals. Like all the other players that, Mickelsen's didn't make a final, back in the day was... So it seems like a very good proving ground here. If you do well in that, you're going to be just fine in the tennis world.
It kind of started out with a whimper with Chung
for sure
to take the title, but no, it's been an incredible product. Kudos to the ATP for putting that together, because it's been a great marketing tool for the young guys, and it has catapulted these guys to great success. And this year in particular, they played it in like mid to late December, so it kind of led directly into the Aussie Open. And if you're 19, that's not going to affect you that much. So I think it's in a good part of the year. It gets people interested in tennis right before Christmas again. They've done a great job with it.
By the way, in the live rankings, Mickelsen up to 35, and Tommy Paul will be top 10 after the tournament. So pretty cool for him. All right, let's give an update on our snake draft. Right now, we got Jack and John in the lead. They both got 6 points. You guys each have 2 players left. Jack has Zverev and Tommy Paul. Pretty good. John has Sinner and Lehecka. Stevie and I have 4 points. Stevie has 4 points. Stevie has Alcaraz. I have Djokovic.
It's going to be a blockbuster quarters.
Whoa, this is fun.
It's going to be that quarterfinal match could determine who loses out of this group.
I think you guys are dormy. I think Jack and I are safe. Like if it feels like that.
No, you guys could both lose.
I'm going to make a prediction. I think Djokovic is going to win, but I think it's going to be an absolute tussle with Lehechka. I think this match coming up, this is my call, is going to be one of the best matches of the tournament. A tough 4-setter, possibly 5-setter with Djokovic coming out on top. That's my call for this match coming up.
But yeah, I think you are right if you're going back a hair, John. I think, you guys are dormy. Sam and I, one of us is going to potentially get to 5, and that's about it. So it's a couple losers here in Southern California.
I really hope Djokovic and Alcaraz play next round. They both win.
Hell
Yeah,
That'd be amazing.
That'd be a good match.
Battle of the worst loser.
We had fans kind of give us some punishments for loser of this draft. I'm gonna read them, and then let's pick our favorite 2, and then we'll have the fans vote on those 2. Loser does that. Loser has to wear some kind of funny facial hair thing for an episode.
Can do that, no problem.
Loser gets replaced by someone for an episode. Loser has to wear a jersey of their most disliked team. Loser wears a major loser hat. Loser has to cold message, I'm going to say 5 guests of the other guest's choice. So if I had to vote for 2, I'm saying loser gets replaced by someone for an episode.
I like that one.
Or loser has to cold message 5 guests of the other 3's choice.
Yeah, you can't do the funny facial hair because Sam can't grow funny facial hair.
I can barely grow facial hair. John's not a good facial hair guy either.
Yeah.
What does cold message mean? What does it
Like
even
just
mean?
like cold call, like Sam sliding in, you got to slide into 5.
Yeah.
Well, it's between you and why don't you guys decide, or Jack and I decide for y'all? Because
I think whoever loses has to wear that jacket again on another episode.
I don't wear this every episode.
Sam, yeah, we should decide, Sam. We're at the bottom of the barrel here.
Yeah, I say loser has to find a replacement for one
I like that
episode,
one.
or loser has to cold message 5 guests of the other 3 guys' choice.
Full transparency, the replacement thing is not. I'm not like a fan of that. I don't want to talk to somebody else on here. I kind of
No, but the replacement's got to be like a tennis player.
Yeah,
not
but
just like a random.
Yeah, it's not going to be just some like random person
I'm
off the
with Jack.
street.
I like the cold message. So we're going to give you like Marcelo,
the cold
Melo.
message to me is my top for sure.
Yeah, but when they answer yes, what are we going to do?
Do
Yeah.
John and I do the other 3 do the other 3 get to like draft the message and send it to you? You have to copy paste and send it to these 5 people.
No,
yes,
no.
absolutely. That's the best.
I think fan votes.
Fan vote.
Let's go fan vote for those 2.
So which one, Sam? We'll go replace.
Loser
by
gets
another
replaced,
person.
or loser has to cold message 5 guests of the other 3's choice.
I can just do funny facial hair for no reason.
I'm about that as
But I
well.
mean, Stevie, you could shave right now and wake up tomorrow morning with that exact same beard. I mean, it's out of control how fast you can grow facial hair.
All right, let's go on to round 4 picks. We got 8 big matches. Djokovic versus Lehecka. We got Isner's take on that. You think Isner in an absolute battle. Isner, you're not winning anything. You think Djokovic in an absolute battle over Lehecka. Stevie, I'm going to go to you. Monfils versus Shelton. Who you got there?
Gosh, I mean, I think like 10 minutes ago I took Shelton, so I guess I have to go with Shelton again.
I think you took. I couldn't remember what you
Yeah,
said.
you kind of took Shelton. You leaned
Okay,
Shelton.
I just want to double check because that would be a bad look if I took both. Well, at least I'd get one prediction right, but I think Ben gets it done. I just think youth will play a massive piece in this. I just don't know when Gael is going to run out of gas. It might not be against Ben. It might be the next round, but I just think Ben will get it done. Looked impressive over the win over Musetti, who is a tough out. So I like his chances.
All right, Jack. Learner Tien versus Sonego.
I'm going to rewind slightly. I think Djokovic is going to win fairly comfortably, and I'm also going to take Monfils over Shelton. I'm with
Jack on both those calls.
Yeah, quick hot take. Learner Tien versus Sonego. Unfortunately, I hate to do this. As I want to see all American players do well, but I think the road might end with Sonego.
Sonego going to take out Fonseca, Tien back to back, both next gen, the winner and the finalist.
Yeah, even after I just said that the most impressive thing was backing up his win, last round after beating Medvedev, and Sonego. I mean, in general, very winnable match for him, probably, especially at this point in the draw. But Sonego, that guy, he'll die out there before he loses that match. I feel like, or he'll leave it all out there. Karate Kid's going to come through with that one, I think.
Yeah.
Karate Kid. He is Daniel LaRusso. It's unbelievable.
Davidovich Fokina versus Tommy Paul. I'll do that one. Tommy Paul's 3-0. Tommy Paul will be 4-0 after that, and I see no issue on that one. I'd be almost Tommy might lose a set, but I think Tommy cruises there. We got Draper versus Alcaraz. I'm going to go back to John. Thoughts on that one? Jack Draper, 3 5-setters in a row versus Alcaraz. What do you like?
Absolute one-way traffic, like a complete beatdown.
Like
from
over
Alcaraz.
under 10 games, you're kind of saying, kind of thing?
Just a beatdown. I mean, Draper's had some physical issues throughout his career. He seems to have fixed those. But to play 3 5-setters, obviously he's very young, but I see like a 4-2-2 type thing. Yeah. Alcaraz, and that's not going out on a limb. I think most people would say that, but Draper spent a lot of time on the court.
Yeah. Jack, you don't like that pick, or do you think it's closer?
He might win in straights, but I feel like Draper's like a massive lefty serve, and obviously Alcaraz, I think for sure wins the match, but I don't think it's a 4-2-2 like that easy. That routine is. I don't think it'll be that. I don't think it'll be that easy for him.
We got some differing views here. I like it.
We got 2 more. Stevie, is it one-way traffic? Zverev versus Humbert.
Yeah, another straight set wins for Sasha, and he's just going to march right along to the quarters and continue on.
I know. I wish I picked him. Jeez.
Jack, I got one more for you. Sinner versus Holger Rune. I'm going Sinner. One-way traffic again, like easy straight sets. What do you?
This is very one-way traffic for me, which probably sounds weird, but yeah, I think Holger, his ceiling's very high, but I also think his level can also get a little bit lower, a lot lower than some of the top guys. And I think Sinner routines him in this one, to be honest.
Just so you know, Draper spent 12 hours and 34 minutes on court. Alcaraz has spent 6 hours 10 minutes, so double the amount on time on court for Draper over Alcaraz. All right, those good predictions. We'll be back in 2 days to see how we did with those. That's it for our third episode of Something Major in our Aussie Open like little mini series here. Reminder, we got episodes coming out after every round. This was the third round episode. We're going to have a round of 16 episode, quarterfinal episode, semis and finals. You can watch it on YouTube, listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you want. You can also follow us at Nothing Major Pod on Twitter, X, Instagram, TikTok.
Oh, what? TikTok?
TikTok for another day, maybe.
Yeah.
Look, it's this urgency to go subscribe now on TikTok. It could be gone.
Do we get a lot of traffic on TikTok?
So, yeah. Some of the videos are get hundreds of thousands of views.
Like in comments and whatnot?
You do. The youths on TikTok love this show.
Okay.
And we've got more Aussie Open trivia question. Alex Michelsen, he's 20 and a half years old, has become the youngest American to claim multiple ATP top 20 wins at a Grand Slam event since which U.S. players? There's 2 of them. So there's been 2 U.S. players younger than Alex Michelsen that have won multiple matches at a Grand Slam over ATP top 20 players. Which 2 players were they?
Not at the Aussie Open.
Slam wasn't the Aussie Open, just any Grand Slam.
I'm going to go Michael Chang, French Open.
And there's 2 of them.
Oh.
I'm going to go Roddick, U.S. Open.
There's 2 of them.
There's 2 of them.
2 answers.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking.
You guys should both be disqualified.
No, I'm thinking.
Yeah, they're disqualified.
You're disqualified.
I'm going to go with Michael Chang and Sam Querrey.
I'm going Roddick, James Blake. No, never mind. James was old when he got good. Never mind. Scratch that.
Yeah.
I'm going Roddick and Pistol Pete.
I'll go Agassi and Sampras.
I'm going Roddick, Fish.
Ooh.
Sampras and Agassi.
Oh, gosh.
1990 U.S. Open. They both did it.
It shows how old he is. That's fine.
Wow.
I mean, John was 14 at the time.
Well, John was in the draw that same year. So of course he knew.
Yeah, he was playing, dude. He played him third round.
I got to come clean. Mickelson posted about this, and the answer was given to me, and I saw it.
Oh, gosh.
No.
So I could have played dumb, and I was never going to get it, but I knew it. So what do you want me to do? I didn't know this. Just
Yeah. Well, yeah, true. What are you going to do? You saw it.
Yeah.
You got it right.
Too good. You did your due diligence. 1 point for John.
No. Asterisk.
What are you talking about? I mean, I came clean. I didn't know the answer to that, but
Yeah.
Yeah, true. You did come clean.
Touche.
I saw it last night or this morning or something. And
Well, you did know the answer to it.
prior to Mickelson posted about it. That's all I know.
You follow him?
I do.
Yeah, same. I have big wins. He's going to be a slam champion.
No. Stop.
I went to lunch with him, and he's dating a Dallas girl.
Yeah, that's right.
This is some good scoop for our listeners. He's dating a Dallas girl that attends college at SMU, and early December, I had lunch with Alex Michelsen.
We should do, guys, fans, tell us if you like the little gossip corner. What's going gossip around the tour? Who's dating who?
Wow.
Who's been seen out and about?
Yeah, Alcaraz, Raducanu.
Right? I think that would be a good little segment.
We should be the gossip guys.
Gossip guys, yes.
Wait, I can't even go to lunch with John, but he's apparently going to lunch with Alex Michelsen.
What are you talking about?
I was in Dallas for Wiffle and I couldn't get lunch, but you were going to lunch with Michelsen.
We're not even getting into this on this pod. That is an asinine statement. That's it. We won't even get into it.
I love this. All right, gossip guys are out. We'll be back in 2 days recapping round of 16. See you guys.